Everyone, it's Diane Evans with StampinWithDiane.com. I'm an independent Canadian Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here in the interior of British Columbia. So welcome. If this is one of your first times joining me on YouTube or on my Facebook page, I truly do welcome you here. And if you've always been here and you're joining me, I truly do appreciate it. So welcome, like I say, to Saturday. It's my card sketch. So we're on card sketch number 266. So I love doing these card sketches. I do miss the odd Saturday or Sunday with them, but I'm back after a few days off last week. Anyways, 266. Remember, if you are here on YouTube, make sure that you're subscribed down below here. And if you are live on my Facebook page, remember that this video is only going to show for 30 days, and that's with the different Facebook limitations that they have as well. So anyways, welcome. Card sketch number 266. I'm using the Jolly Delivery, and I promise this will be the last time for a little while. I really like this stamp set or this bundle. I like the whole suite. Hello, Connie. I like everything. I think it's just such a fun suite to play with, but I need to also show it at my virtual launch. But I'm also doing a mega like a super Saturday sort of type thing in November doing this. And you can join by purchasing certain product. We haven't got everything all sorted out. We're just getting the final samples done. And then we will be putting it out there. It'll be available in Canada and the United States. So I'm excited about that as well. All right, so let's go down to our desktop here. And this is card sketch number, hello Sharon. This is card sketch number 266, just a regular card base. This has some designer series paper, which happens to be 2.5 by 5.25. And layer number 2 also has this piece that goes over here, which is, it's 1.5 by 3.5. Now I'm going to move that up closer. Some people like to just take a screenshot of this. This will be posted onto my Facebook page and my group at 11:45, which is like 45 minutes from now, 42 minutes from now. So that way it'll be there to download as well. Hello, Marie. And I would imagine that we got Caroline sitting there as well. All right, so like I said, we're going to do this. Now, stay tuned to the very end because I'm going to put together a very, very quick one that I used using the last paper pumpkin. Remember, I like to use, after I've displayed or showed the paper pumpkin, and I love, love, love this suite. This paper pumpkin, I think it's one of the nicer ones. I like that vintage feel to it. Cottagey, I think it's called farmhouse something or other. So yeah, but anyways, we're going to... Yes, I'm glad you're coming tomorrow as well, Caroline. So yeah, so this is, I'm going to be doing with the same sketch, just a bit of a variation because they're larger images, but I'll show you how I adapt this to look exactly like this on there. So we'll do that quickly at the end and I'll show you how I did that. All right, so let's get going on this card sketch. I'll put it right up there. And this is, well, I'm going to actually put it a little bit over there. I'm using the Jolly Delivery. Remember, if you buy the bundle, this isn't available until the 3rd of September. But amazing, amazing bundle. So if you are wanting to get this now, you can get that now. Reach out to me, or if you're in the States, you can reach out to an American demonstrator, and you can become a hobby demonstrator as well, and maybe make a tiny bit of cash on the side. Who knows? Anyway, so let's get going on this one. Now, oh, also remember that with this card sketch, remember to basically make a copy yourself and attach it to my Facebook page group, and the listing is down below. So I have all this stuff. Now, the one thing about this Jolly Delivery, the designer series paper that is on there, and I've opened a couple of these things now. It has 2 sheets of ephemera pack on here, and I kind of want to show it to you. This is one of the sheets. And it's amazing you can use some of this ephemera. And this is what I actually did use for this particular card. I used some ephemera from it. I think I used this little guy here. Or did I fussy cut? I'm not sure what I did with this, but I will show you how it all goes together. All right, so basic, the basic base of the card, always on my my sketches, I always show the finished card size. So this is 4 1/4 by 5 1/4. I prefer to use this size card, especially for my sketches, and I prefer to use landscape. Sometimes I do it I prefer to do it portrait as opposed to landscape, but there's times that I do that as well. Okay, so I've got Poppy Parade. Oh my goodness, I did not cut the inside of this, and that's no good. We need to have the inside. So let me go grab the inside. It's just a piece of very vanilla, and we'll decorate it somehow as well. But, so this piece here is the 2 1/2 by 5 1/4, and it's a piece of the Designer Series paper. Now, I could go with this side, or I could go with this side. And I decided I'm going to do this side to give a bit more of a look to it. So let's go in, and I need to use my bone folder to get a really good score line on this. Don't forget to say hi and tell me where you're from. So this is the first piece. There's actually 2 of them. It says 2 1/2 by 5 1/4, and then there's also a piece that is 1 1/2 by 3 1/2, and that's this piece that's right there. So we're going to go ahead and put that on. And I think I'm going to use my seal today. I'm going back and forth between my seal and my glue. I'm so clumsy with my glue lately that I really like to have it where it's this, at least with the seal, if I put it on wrong, I can get it off by blowing on it. All right, so that's going to go there. And this piece that's 1 1/2 by 2 1/2 is just going to go here. And I see I'll have to do it on the other side. So let's just go ahead and put some of this on there. This is a new one, and it's rolling really, really nice. So this is just going to go right here. Center that kind of in between that, eyeball that. So pretty simple card to begin with. And then I took my second largest, this one happens to be 2 3/4 by 2 3/4. And I ran it through, I did cut this piece out, and you don't need to because it's a square. But I cut it out with the stylish shapes. But this is 2 3/4 by 2 3/4, and I ran it through the Everyday Plaid. I think this Everyday Plaid looks amazing with any kind of a Christmas type card. Now, I said I was going to use my seal, but because this is embossing, I'm going to go ahead and use my glue. We'll just put that right on there. Pretty simple card, really, but when you start seeing how it goes together, it's kind of cool. Now, this is a 2 5/8 inch circle, and it's just going to go there. Now, I have to decide, am I going to go ahead and what one am I going to pop up? I think I'll pop up the bear. And because this is going back onto an embossing folder, I'm just going to come in here and just put this right here. Just like that. Now I want to use some linen thread on here. I thought it needed some linen thread. So I'm just going to come in and cut off some linen thread. I think this happens to be one of my favorites. Yes, Sharon. Yes, the East Coast. I hope you have a mild hurricane season. I do. What a terrible thing. It was 20 years since Katrina yesterday, Hurricane Katrina. When we were in New Orleans, we went through the museum, and How awful that must have been for everybody that was down there. I can't imagine hurricanes. Mind you, we do have our storms, but nothing like that. Okay, now I tend to just do a bow like this, and this helps me just put on so that I've got some string behind there. It looks like I've looped it and done whatever with it, but I actually haven't. And I just, like I say, oh man. Okay. Now this must be one of the older glue dots because it's on the top part. So I'm just going to go ahead, put this right on here, and you see how that's going to give that look of the thread behind. Say I do truly appreciate all of you watching. Now I have some dimensionals here. Put that right over top of that. That'll keep that kind of in place there. One here. I know that's a lot of dimensionals on there. I watched somebody the other day go in and put so many dimensionals on, and I thought, well, I don't do that many, so I must be on the good side there. Now I'm not going to take the backing off of that one because I really don't need to. I just don't want it dipping down. So see now, just going to put that right on to there. And then that's all glued on there. Okay, and then the sentiment, it just has the sentiment there. I don't even give a measurement for the sentiment because I don't think we really need it. But I'm going to come in. And it's on the Poppy Parade. Yeah, the bear's so cute. I actually, this is a card I actually did, very similar card that I did for my, for a card swap. And I did use the brown bear. And I don't even know if I have a picture of this brown bear that I used. No, I used also the brown bear on there, but I do like this black bear on there. All right, I'm going to need some of this as well. All right, so let's go ahead, and I'm going to do, I think the sentiment I'll use on this particular one is Merry Christmas and Happy Wishes. So I just used the embossing buddy. I'll come in with my Versamark. And we'll just come in and there like that, and we'll use white embossing powder. We'll just come in there. Oops. All right, and then we'll just use our heat tool to get that up. So, yeah, and then we have to decide, and I think what I'll do is I'll take a punch out, and I'll also do that just on the inside of the card, just to show you how easy to use that ephemera. At first, when it first came out, I wasn't too keen on it, but honestly, you could make some pretty amazing cards with that. All right, so this is just going to go on here with some dimensionals as well. Let's get this stuff out of the way. And just like this. And then we want to go ahead and put on some of these gems. Now, At first I thought, oh, because I've got a red card, I've got to put the Poppy Parade ones on there. But there's so many different colors in there, and I'll show you. I really like this garden green ones on here. I think it looks so nice. Let's go here. And there's the garden green on there. I thought that looked really nice together. And then we have to do something on the inside. So we have all that ephemera, so let's bring that back in. Or I could fussy cut some different stuff from here. I love to fussy cut, so that's the bear, the other bear I used. All right, so let's see, what do we want? I probably wouldn't use... want one facing going this way. Let's use this dash hound. Well, a bear. Even that little hedgehog would be kind of cute on there. The fox, the rabbit. Yeah, there's lots of cute ones on there. So you have a wide variety of what you can put on there. You can tell I've really been playing with that one, that's for sure. So this is just going to go right on here. We could have it go this way. I think that's what we'll do. You know, Connie, I really, really like fussy cutting. I know lots of people have got scan and cuts and that sort of stuff, but I have no issues fussy cutting. I think the whole key to fussy cutting is not cutting straight to the edge. Whoops, I want to put that over there. It's like, look at that, I put that on there. I'm going to quickly take that off and put that onto the back. There we go, so we don't have that glue sticking. But to leave the little bit, the 1/8 of an inch around there is the whole thing that you need to do. All right, so I'm just going to come in here. Now, don't forget, I'm going to show you I actually used 2 pieces of cards. This is a fun card. Oops. So, and there's the card for the card sketch. Now, what I want to show you is I want to show you how you can also use this card sketch and use the bits and pieces from the paper pumpkin. So let's show you that as well. I'll just get this stuff off of the table. All right, so I really like this typewriter really actually I love them all. But I used this. Now I'm going to show you what I did, and you're going to go, oh, but you wrecked the card. I didn't really. I could use parts of this, but I went and I took the largest stylish circle because there was a circle on there, and I cut this piece out. So I basically cut this out. I wanted this part of the flower on there. So we have that. And then I wanted the typewriter. So the typewriter is going to go on there. Now this is the piece that goes in the typewriter, and I wanted a thank you card. So this is going to go in there like so. And I think what I'll do is this is going to go on with the dimensionals. I'll just come in here right now and just stick that on with the dimensionals so I don't lose that piece because I know myself too well. So we'll just get that on there just like that. And one here. Okay, so we've got that on there. Now, I went and I just used one of the card bases from, I think it was, which card was it from? It was from this card. Remember, it was just a plain natural card base. And we're going to use this. So I went into my subtles. I thought this was like Lost Lagoon, probably pool party. And I just did some Lost Lagoon here. This is a 2.5 inch piece. See, this goes there as that circle. So what I did with this particular one was I went and I took this square that was there And I made it so that it was bigger because of this circle being bigger. So you see how that's starting to work. But then this is the piece, and I made it just a bit longer, that goes on this side here. So let's go ahead and put this together. Okay, we need our seal. Usually I put this together, but I wanted to show you the tiny bit of variations on here to match the same look as this sketch. And we're just going to go ahead and put this right there. So you see you're still getting that look. This is, I used the pressed flowers on here, and it didn't give you much of a differentiation, but I think it works with this particular one. And because it's embossed, I'm going to go and glue it. Now this one, I didn't use any twine with it. But this is going to go on here like so. And I'm going to glue that on as well because it's onto the thing. So we used 2 of these cards to make this one card, but you know, you always use those bits and pieces, right? I'm going to be able to use this. Like I was saying Thursday when I was doing this, that we used to have this natural toned paper, and I really like it. And I'm sure I can do something else with this as well. So that's like that. And then we're going to put this on with dimensionals. I'm not going to take that dimensional off. So it's just like that. And then I had these other flowers. Oh, I thought maybe I'd lost it, but I didn't, so that's good. Trying to see where they were put. So this one, I think I have to use my mini dimensionals. So put one there and one here on this one, and then we're going to put this one over here. So we're just going to put a dimensional there and one in there to pop it up. Yeah, I have to say this is one of those ones that I really like, this particular really liked this paper pumpkin. The refills are already out on it too. So late getting mine done because of being away, right? Okay, then this is just going to go right up here. Now I think it needs some gems. So I don't know if we have Lost Lagoon ones anymore, but if I could find, and I did have them out here. Oh my goodness. It was the antique pearls. Where did I put those? Just bear with me here. Here we go. So we have these antique pearls, and remember I had colored. I think these antique pearls are one of the best gems out there. Looks like I got a bit of red on there. Now I'm going to come in with my dark Lost Lagoon. Or even a pretty peacock would work with this as well. Let's try the light pretty peacock. Let's take a little blue boo and see what it looks like. Yep, that'll work. So we'll just get some of those. Want to of these as well. Yeah, I think these antique pearls work so well. Excuse me, they're not rough either, which means that they don't ruin your pieces, your blends. So let's just get that. Excuse me. There we go. All right, so let's just there. I'll put this one down below here. There we go. So there is the same card sketch, just a bit bigger. It just worked just a bit bigger. So see how the two of them, they work with this particular one. So I hope you like that. I sure got a frog in my throat. Anyways, so card sketch number 266 using the Jolly Delivery, and this is using the paper pumpkin, the farmhouse one. So does the ink rub off after it dies? Nope. See? Now, the reason I got that red off of there was because I applied alcohol to alcohol. So no, that does not rub off at all. It would with the markers, but not with the Stampin' Blends because they're an alcohol base. All right. I hope that answered your questions there. All right, you guys. So if you like that, give me the thumbs up, share my video. I really do appreciate it when you do that every time. Remember, tonight I have Sip and Stamp, and I'll be doing that at 6:30 my time. So if you're around and you want to bring your own projects to work on, we just chit chat. I usually come on just after 6 anyways. But it gives you time to craft with other people as you go along. Now, also, I will be live on Monday at noon with the Fancy Folder, a 3D project. I never know until that morning. That's just the way I flow. And remember, if you'd like to join this fantastic community, reach out to me and I can send you in the right direction. It's a great community, and it's really neat that you get to see things ahead of time. So I just hope that, yeah. Anyways. All right, you guys. Remember to create because it's great for the soul. Hello, Lorraine. I hope you had a great day yesterday. Anyways, remember to create because it's great for the soul. And we will see some of you tonight on Sip and Stamp. Other ones I will see on Monday at noon. All right, you guys. Take care.